EA assistant coach. How are you guys doing? It's me, CaniSports, and we are back again with FIFA 21 news. 1 minute and 12 seconds until I finally get to see what EA has actually done for career mode. This might be the first time in years that EA is actually putting out a massive trailer for career mode itself. We only get simple notifications during regular trailers that career mode has been improved, but this is the first time we get a proper one. If you guys are hyped for this video, make sure to smash that like button. Hopefully FIFA 21 career mode is going to be incredible, and now in about 40 seconds we will get to see it. Now, the last video I made was a 40-minute video about FIFA 21's reveal trailer and all of that stuff, where we talked about career mode as well. But now, this video, I'm going to go in depth as well. So if you guys are not into videos where we go into detail and you want to hear my opinion, or you don't want to hear my opinion, now's the time to go, because I'm going to do a deep dive into this any second right now, as I'm still getting followers on freaking Twitch. But 15 seconds to go, guys. Please, EA, do not disappoint this community. Please give us great things. Create a club. Upgrade your stadiums. Youth Academy updates. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Listen up. I'm going to watch the first one through, okay? And then we're going to analyze it.
Manage every moment in FIFA 21 career mode with a new interactive match sim, more control over training and developing your squad, and more ways to sign players on the transfer market.
Loan with option to buy.
Ready for a whole new way to play out your career? The brand new interactive match sim gives you full control when simming matches. Jump in and out of the action when you decide to change the course of the game. Or take charge for key moments to dominate the moments that matter.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on match stats and player performance levels, and make subs or tactical changes on the fly to influence the outcome of the match. A new player growth system puts you in charge of your squad's development. Spotted a gap in your team? Turn marauding fullbacks into wingers and goal-scoring midfielders into false nines with new position training. And new development plans give you control over each player's growth to help you build your squad's attributes to match your style of play.
Yo, this looks sick.
Manage your team schedule and train multiple players at the same time with a new activity management system. Choose when to rest and when to train throughout the week as you balance your players' morale and fitness with match sharpness. A new stat that shows you how likely players are to perform at their peak. Then boost it with group training sessions, monitor your players' progression, and find that sweet spot with fitness and morale to keep your team
things you love to see. Oh my god, yes.
Whether you're all about the Galacticos or the hunt for the brightest young prospects, new options give you more ways to transfer players and a more realistic transfer market in FIFA 21. Sign players on loan to buy deals and negotiate player swap offers with other managers to bolster your squad each transfer window.
So they offer players as well. We knew that already.
Overhauled opposition AI gives you a more intelligent opponent to play against in every match you play. New tackling, player switching, and marking logic makes opposition defenses harder to break down.
I like that a lot.
And at the other end of the pitch, more intelligent attackers have a stronger understanding of dribbling and passing to keep you on your toes from game to game. With new ways to train, play, and make transfers, manage every moment of your career in FIFA 21.
More. Nah. So it's basically what we knew already. Now, we didn't know about the training sessions properly. Now let's get into the pitch notes and let's take a deeper look into this. I'm loving what I'm seeing with the training sessions. It looks amazing. So that's going to be a major upgrade to what we had so far in FIFA career mode. So here we go. So here I am now on EA's page. This is it, lads. This is where we get the proper information, and this is where we talk about things once again, as I mentioned before. Now, right here, you have interactive match sim, a whole new way to play out your season, jump in and out of gameplay during matches to control the outcome of the match, change the course of a game by controlling key moments like penalties and free kicks, and make changes directly from the sim as you monitor your players' performance levels and their match stats. I want to read more about that one. We go into the pitch notes now. This is what we want to see. All right, the pitch notes have come out for career modes. Hey, FIFA fans, we're excited to take you through a deep dive into the upcoming features for FIFA 21 career mode. We really wanted to put a bigger focus on the career mode this year and deliver some of the key features we know you've all been asking for FIFA 21. In a year like no other, we all had to navigate new and unique challenges together, but this did not detract us from our goal of delivering a feature-packed career mode experience. There's a lot to cover. Let's jump right into it. So let's just take a quick look into what we have here. Interactive match simulation, new match launcher. That's interesting. I don't know what that is about. Player development, player position conversion, which is huge. Active training, which looks insane. Player sharpness, which is also very important as well now in career mode. Player feedback system, nice. Something new there. Team schedule planning, that's also huge. New transfer options, I like that. Additional improvements and broadcast improvements. So let's get right into it. Interactive match simulation. Let's talk about it, EA. We know that some managers want to be in control of everything. Small decisions can define important moments, decide titles, and create champions. But not all moments share the same intensity. So enabling players to choose their level of control has been a big focus this year. Yes, I like that, because sometimes I just want to jump into simulations and get past the game that I don't feel like is important enough to show my viewers. And even as a person that just plays career mode, I think it's very nice to have the option of, you know what? I still want to have somewhat of control of the simulation. I still want to have control of what's happening on the pitch, but not actually play the full game myself. I want to go through it quicker, but have some fun with it. So this interactive match simulation, it is definitely better than the old one. There's a lot more detail on this one. So I like that they have not just brought in an old feature, but they have improved it. So let's continue reading. Interactive match sim is a new way to experience matches in career mode. You can now take a step back from the traditional gameplay and focus on the bigger picture. Interactive match sim enables managers to adopt to a more tactical and faster-paced approach to matches, making all important decisions from the touchline and watching their impact on the pitch from a top-down view. Again, you see all the players, you see fitness, ratings, stats, game plan, everything. You see all of it at the same time. Let me turn my alerts off right there. But it's great to see that we are now able to look into the lineup. We can look into the bench. We can make decisions. We can jump in whenever we want to, which is even better. I love this. I really, really love this. This is going to change career mode massively. I think people are kind of underestimating the impact this is going to have. Even I myself, at first, I was like, oh, it's just a rehashed feature that they're bringing back. But I remember how much I loved this feature back in the day. And now to have it back in even better form, it's huge, man. I genuinely cannot wait to get into a game, start simulating it. It's 1-1. It's the 88th minute. I get a free kick. I put Enis Bardi onto the free kick. I jump into the simulation. I put him onto the free kick. I get in there. I take the free kick with Enis Bardi, score, make it 2-1, get the 3 points for my team, or get into the next round of the Champions League. That is something that I cannot wait for, because it's going to make for great moments, intense moments in career modes. And it gives more of a tactical feel to the whole thing. You actually have to think about tactics now, hopefully. So I like that a lot. I really, really do. Because so far in career mode, tactics don't really matter. Like, you can play any formation and be successful. So I really hope the tactical side slowly makes more of a push into career mode. So you have to kind of study how your opponents are playing to be successful against them. So I hope that's going to be something that's going to be impacted with this interactive simulation system that's coming in. In the interactive match sim, the match plays out twice the speed of regular gameplay. So if I have 8-minute game, that means it's going to be 4 minutes. I'm fine with that. Out of play match moments are automatically skipped, ensuring that you're always looking at the meaningful events. That's good. Instantly jump in or out. The interactive match sim allows you to jump straight into the action at any given moment, giving you a traditional gameplay experience. So right here, he pauses it, he presses jump in, and you can also jump to the result, so you can get through the whole simulation if you don't want to anymore. And then we have here, he takes a shot with Joao Felix. Oh, okay, look, follow the ball. He gets through here. He realizes there's a shooting opportunity, switches it on, gets a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then he gets to take the shot. Yo, that's actually sick. I was only thinking about, chances in terms of free kicks, penalties, but you can also use this. If you see your man running through one-on-one against a goalkeeper in, the 90th minute, you switch it on, you jump across, and you score that goal, right? It's under your control. I love that. I didn't even think about that. And also, you can, like, if you're into the 70th minute and you've scored plenty of goals, you can jump to the result, which is good as well. Whether you only like to intervene when your team goes down or you prefer to jump in whenever your team is within shooting range, the interactive match sim allows players to experience matches exactly how they want to. You can also jump back out of gameplay and watch the rest of the gameplay out in interactive match sim, or skip straight to the final result. So I really like that. So you can just watch the entire thing, skip to the end. You see some stats right there as well, possession play, but right there you can see he jumps to the result after his team is up. And that is a nice way of doing it. I like the fact that you can jump in and out, so it gives you multiple opportunities during the game to just do whatever you need to be doing. So I like that a lot. Both jumping in and out of the game and jumping to the end of the result are accessible at any point during the match, regardless of whether the match started as regular gameplay or in sim mode. Oh, that's interesting. So if you are in regular gameplay, you go into a match, you can jump to the end of the result. That's actually nice. So if you are playing regular gameplay, at least this is what I'm understanding. If I'm like 2-0 up against a team and I wanted to play the full game and I feel like the game is getting too easy, I'm 3-0 up, I can just sim to the end of the game basically, and I don't have to forfeit. I like that. That's nice. That's very nice. Saves a lot of time, man. Saves so much time. A new way to experience match gameplay. Whenever you're inside the interactive match sim, you see the players attempt to implement your game plans and have all the tools needed to reorganize them on the fly if needed. You can interact with team management, change game plans, and monitor your team's and your opponent's information in real time. The following tabs are available. Fitness gives you an idea of which players might run out of stamina first. Player rating summarizes which players are performing well and which players are struggling. Match stats provides an instant snapshot of both teams' performance. Game plan shows the systems the teams have adopted on the field. So you can even see the formation of your opponent and see what kind of tactics they have. So if you once you figure out which tactics work against the other ones, you can then use that to your advantage. So if you see your opponent's team is playing quite narrow, let's say a 4-1-2-2, you can switch to a wider formation and exploit the wings and get more chances in that way. So I like that. I like the fact that I get to see what my opponents are playing and what kind of tactics they're using. So very well done there. And you can change the game plan on the fly. As you can see where my mouse is, you can change your preset game plans. You can switch in between them to make sure your team has a right game plan. Or if you feel like your team is doing bad, you can switch it like that just to make sure that your team tries something different to get a better result. The interactive match sim also features audio commentary and stadium atmosphere through the... Oh! Yo, that's sick! You actually have commentary during the interactive match sim. I did not know that. That's huge. Yo, nice. Nice. Okay, that's nice. I thought it was only going to be text, so I really like that. So right there you can see the graphics here as well. So whenever someone scores, you get a screen like this where you get a little bit of time to think about it and celebrate it. So that's great. And you even get the jump in function. So let's say you're Man City right here, you're 2-0 down. You would probably want to jump into the game and decide things. New match launcher. You can launch each match with one of three options. Play match, load into traditional gameplay. Sim match, launch the new interactive match sim. Okay, and quick sim, instantly jump to the final result of the match. Okay, that's basically pretty much everything that we've had, really, isn't it? Just involving the interactive simming now, which is nice as well. So if you do feel like it's a very easy game, you can just do the quick sim and get through it without any issues. So if you're like a Premier League team and you're up against a championship team in like the FA Cup, Carabao Cup type of thing, you get in there. FA Cup, sorry, not Carabao, but FA Cup, you get right in there and get it done. And sim matches where you might want to have some sort of control, so that's good as well. You see the team lineups there as well. And then we have the player development. Developing a solid and diverse squad that is fit to take you to glory is an integral part of the manager experience, and we are aware in the past this could rely more on transfers than squad growth. Very true. With the new player development feature, a fully revamped player growth system, we are now enabling you to grow your squad and make the most of it when possible. Players can be developed and specialized in various roles based on their playing position, and the attributes that best fit your style of play improved upon. Whether you favor playing out from the back, possession, or fast counterattacks, you can instruct your players to focus their growth in the direction you want. That is nice. But as I said, this only makes sense if there is actually a big difference in the way tactics impact the gameplay. As I said before, In every single FIFA I've played before, if you're good enough, the tactics don't matter. The tactics genuinely don't matter. You can win with any formation, any type of tactic you have set up if you are good enough. So hopefully tactics actually do play a role now, and the player roles that you can train people to actually make a difference in game. And if you are someone that likes to play like Klopp, you have that high press, you need to train your team's stamina. You need to train their style of play to be pressing up high. You need to make sure that your players are building up the attacks fast. If you are wanting to play a more defensive play style where you play out the back and take your time, that's also hopefully something that you can do in the game itself. So let's read through this again. Players can be developed and specialized in various roles based on their playing position and the attributes that best fit your style of play improved upon. Oh, I read that already, didn't you? And then we have the player growth is determined through XP accumulation. Based on how well they do in matches, their form and their potential to grow, they will gain more or less growth XP. Yes. That's great. So not just through training sessions, but also gaining XP through gameplay. Yes. Come on. That XP is distributed to their attributes, determining attribute growth over time. By default, all players are placed on a balanced plan, meaning the XP is distributed evenly to all attributes. When setting a custom development plan for each position as active, you can choose a set of player attributes and features to get all XP growth rather than wasting XP on attributes you're not interested in. Yes. So if I have a very fast right back, I want him to improve on his defending, I am going to put all those XP into his defensive stats. I don't need him to be faster. It doesn't make a difference if he has 97 or 99 pace. I want him to improve on the defensive side of things. The tackling, the interceptions, the positioning in the defense. That's what I want. So I love the fact that you now gather XP through playing games and putting it into the areas you want to have it. That's huge. Let's go, EA. I like it, man. Major attributes that generate the overall of the player for their current position. Skill move weak foot ratings, especially for attacking players. So wait, you can actually improve skill moves and weak foot on players? Wait. That's dope. That's a big change. That is huge. If that's... yes. You can actually do it. You can actually do it. I can't believe this. That's huge. Attacking defensive work rate, you can improve as well or change. Attributes that fuel specialization, attributes that may not contribute to the current position overall. Much like in real-life football, the speed at which players develop depends on their age, abilities, potential, form, and play time. Give a young player with great potential a few games and help him perform, and he will turn into a better player at an accelerated rate. Keeping him on the sidelines for too long can have the opposite effect. So it's up to you to make the decisions that work best for your team. Please, I beg, just one thing, EA. I beg you of this. Don't have bugs in this system. I really, really hope you guys have tested this enough. As soon as I get my hands onto the beta, guys, trust me, I will run hours and hours through FIFA 21 gameplay to make sure that I give EA all the bugs before the game comes out. Me and all the game changers that are in the program, we're going to try our best to test things to max to make sure that you guys get a finished product, not something that is littered with bugs like we have had in the past. But this XP system, along with being able to change skill moves and weak foot and attacking and defensive work rates, man, I'm in love. I'm actually in love. Look at this, bro. You can change Mbappe to a target man, to a poacher, mobile striker, complete striker. And depending on which one you pick, it improves certain statistics. So I like that. I really do. So for example, for Mbappe, what would I want to improve on this guy? He has the pace. I would like to improve the physical side of Mbappe, and I would like to improve his balance. So which one does give that type of boost? Let me see. Which one is it? Balanced does it. Target man kind of does it. So I would put the target man on Mbappe to make sure he improves his balance and his strength and his aggression and all that stuff, because he's already so good in pace and shooting. I would like to improve him in the dribbling, in the balance act, and most especially in the strength and aggression and all those things and jumping, all that stuff. So I like this. This is huge. Player position conversion. We've heard your feedback around wanting to have the ability to train players in other positions. As part of player development, players can now be converted to other positions, allowing for more freedom and control to manage your squad. Position conversions can also give a new chance to players that fall out of favor in their original role, giving you more flexibility with each player. Position conversion is mechanically similar to player development, but the key difference is that all growth XP gets directed towards attributes and abilities that would cater to the new position which the player is converted to. Conversion can also impact work rates and skill move abilities of players. Ooh. Converting a winger into a fullback, they will need to develop their defensive work rate for the conversion to be complete. Moving a player to a more advanced position, they will need to improve their skill moves to be able to take on defenders when going forward. Yes! Younger players will be naturally easier to convert to other positions, and declining veteran players can be guided towards a position that helps them conserve their key attributes better. So if I have a center attacking midfielder who is, let's say, 30 years old, and I feel like he has gotten too slow, I want him to be a center midfielder. I want him to be a ball distributor. I don't want him to be in the attacking positions where I need pace and agility. So I can then convert him to a center midfielder and make sure he still does a job in the team. And the same goes for someone like Trent. You can make him a right wing back, a center back, a left back, a right mid, a center mid. So you can basically make any player, any position. I feel like I'm dreaming. I feel like I'm dreaming. Bros, EA wasn't kidding. I have to put it out there, man. I have to give them props where it's due. I am extremely happy with what I'm seeing. We could have never imagined EA to put in so much into career mode. And we're not even done yet. The simulation, already a huge plus. It's going to change the way you play career mode. Trust me. Then you have the training sessions, which we didn't even get into, but you have the attributes, the XP. I love it. I love it. And just as I said with the with this part as well, depending on what position you pick, those specific attributes will get boosted, but it doesn't lose the other attributes, which I like. So you can make like a complete player. Let's say I start off Trent as a right back. Then I move him into center midfield to improve his passing and vision. Then I move him into the attack to have him as a super all-rounder. Like someone like Atal, for example, on Ultimate Team, the right winger from Nice. His team of the season can basically play any position. I want Trent to be that guy, you know? That's very nice. Player development and position conversion are also available for youth academy players. Yes! While in the academy, the young talents develop under good form at all times, so their growth is sustained at even pace. Yes! New active training. With development plans now focused on the long-term attribute growth of your players, our new active training system is focused on the overall match readiness of your squad by making use of an all-new player performance modifier called Match Sharpness, covered in more detail further below. The active training system introduces the concept of a training day, which can take place on any day of your calendar, with the exception of match days. Okay, each training day will feature 3 distinct training session slots, each focusing on a specific training drill and specific players. Multiple players can now participate in each drill depending on the drill type, allowing you to involve up to 15 players in each training day. So right here you can see it. Inside the zone dribbling, that is for the attackers. Firmino, Salah, Mane, Origi, Minamino. And then extreme hot potato, that's like the passing play. That is being improved on Wijnaldum, Keita, and Milner. And then defensively, it is Alexander-Arnold and Joe Gomez right there. So you have to make a decision. 15 players. Do you want to heavily attack the... do you want to heavily improve the attack? Then you put 5 players in there. Or do you want to heavily focus on the defense? Then you put more players into the defensive part, I am assuming. Then we have... every session consists of diverse drills and various scenarios focused on improving a specific area of the game: defense, passing, dribbling, shooting, or set pieces. Training days will always be pre-populated with the appropriate drills and players based on the active team sheet, but you can always take control and then edit them should you wish to fine-tune your training day outcome. I like that, and hopefully actually fine-tuning it actually makes a big difference so that people just don't leave it to the AI. Changing your active team sheet will also give you the ability to instantly update the drill and player section for your training day, allowing you to train an entirely new set of players. For example, your reserves team sheet, assuming that you haven't consumed your training slots. Okay, I like that. I really like that because I found it very, very stupid. Sorry that I'm saying it like this, but I found it incredibly unintelligent that we could only train 5 players per week. Like, that's unrealistic. That's not how football works. Let's get more specific on this topic. Depending on difficulty, training drills consume different levels of fitness. The more difficult a drill is, the bigger the fitness cost, but the maximum sharpness output will also be more substantial. Getting the highest grade, either by playing or simulating a drill, will maximize the sharpness output. Fitness costs will be the same regardless of the drill results. Interesting. The more difficult drills are obviously more challenging and will require more skill to obtain a higher grade. This introduces an element of choice. Do I want to play it safe and engage in an easy drill that I can ace and get the maximum sharpness from it? Or risk playing a more difficult drill for an even bigger boost should I manage to get a high grade? So as you can see here, and some of these drills, like the dribbling shot, takes down fitness but improves match sharpness by 1. You can go ahead and do this one, which takes down fitness by 2 but improves match sharpness by 3. So you will have the player's fitnesses on that left-hand side and the match sharpness on the right, which you will have to improve through the training sessions. Once again, bringing in more detail into career mode. And I like this menu. I really, really do. I honestly think next year, Road to Glories are going to be insane. Like, genuinely incredible. The amount of detail that you can go into. Ah, man, career mode has been revived. I love it. The sharpness output also depends on the number of players in a drill. More players in a drill means more players get some sharpness for a successful drill. Okay. But less players in a drill means a greater sharpness boost per player. Ah. So if I want just one specific player to be boosted to the maximum, I put him into that drill by himself. I take control of the drill and I make sure that I get a high score, and that way he will get the biggest sharpness boost. Very interesting. The drill rating is based on the number of points gathered through the training session. When simulating a drill, the grade you will get always be the highest grade that you have obtained when playing it. By default, drills that you haven't played yet will award a maximum grade of D when you choose to simulate them. Oh, that's a weird one then. So if I, at the beginning of the career mode, go through the drills myself and manage to get an A in every single one, after like the first month, from that point on, if I simulate all of them, I get A's on a consistent basis? Because it says it will always be the highest grade that you have obtained when playing it. I don't know if I like that. I want there to be some diversity. I want some training drills not to go that well. I don't want my team to ace everything. I don't know. Maybe I might have to avoid playing them because I want it to be random. I don't like it being aces all the time. I don't like that. Player sharpness. Sharpness is an all-new indicator that helps indicate how ready a player is or a team is for a match. A sharp player will have their main attributes boosted and will perform better on the pitch. Sharpness ranges from 0 to 100. Sharpness at 50 means the players at average sharpness, they will not receive a boost, nor will they incur a penalty on attributes. Think of 50 as the baseline. Sharpness between 50 and 100 means the player is sharper than average and their attributes will be boosted, and the same goes for the other side, 0 to 50. Let's look at a striker, for example, when their sharpness is 100. Here's an example of some of the attribute boosts. Positioning +4, finishing +5, ball control +3, shot power +3. Now, I wonder how this works with morale, because if you guys remember, in morale in FIFA 20, oops, the camera turned off, sorry about that. In FIFA 20 with morale, attacking players had like +8 finishing if they were very happy. Now my question is, does it double up, or is morale now only a matter of the player just being happy and him wanting to stay at the club? So I'm thinking player morale has now been downgraded to not have an effect on the attributes anymore. That is now just the match sharpness. I like that. And the player morale only affects if a player is happy with his contract and his position at the club, if he's on the bench or if he's in a starting lineup, or if the team is getting good results or not. So that is pretty much it. But it doesn't have an effect on the player's performance, I'm assuming, when they are very happy or very unhappy, which I guess if their match sharpness is very high and their player morale is very low, he should still play well, right? I'm guessing. Please note that player overall and attribute ratings shown throughout this article do not represent final values. Okay, all good. Any new attributes here apart from match sharpness? By the way, position, RS to striker. Some interesting stuff right there. So because of his amazing match sharpness, Mbappe is a 90 rated player now. Is that what it is? Or does he get a +5 added to it because of his great performance in the training? So he's a 95. That'd be crazy. Should sharpness reach 0, that striker will be reduced. His skills will be reduced. Positioning -4, finishing -5, ball control -3, shot power -3, which takes him down to an 89 rating. And his morale is low as well. Does that mean 86 at the end of it? Or does it mean he's an 89 rated player? I don't quite understand the -3 at the top, because here he's very happy and it says 90 with a +5. Here he's content with a -3. So it's probably going to be a mix of everything, it seems. I'm a bit confused. It needs to be explained a little bit better there. A player feedback system. We added a player feedback system to the team management screen, which aims to enable better decision making by surfacing the most relevant information to you. There are now 3 elements that impact a player's overall. Okay, so all 3 have an impact. So it's sharpness, morale, and playing on his preferred position. So, ooh, okay, interesting. So now EA have implemented what PES have, where if players play out of position, they don't have the same overall. Their attributes will be affected. So the player positioning training is now very important. Nice. I like that. Well done, EA. I like that. That adds even more depth into career mode. Also, be on the lookout for new sharpness icon present next to the existing morale icon. This will allow you to spot the players that are in the best condition ahead of the match. Okay. Now, this is it. Team schedule planning. This is another new feature. With team schedule planning, you can now control what your players do every day of the season in order to be able to build their match sharpness, but also manage their fitness levels and morale. Balancing fitness, morale, and sharpness is key to achieving any long-term success, and this process adds a new dimension to the man management aspect of career mode experience. You can set 3 distinct types of activities daily, each with their own clearly defined role. So, training day. As covered in the active training session, this is focused on improving match sharpness at the cost of fitness and morale if it's being overused. Fitness consumption is directly tied to training day activities, while morale, well, no player enjoys not having any days off and is affected if a player is trained excessively. So if you give players days off, a recovery day, that will improve their morale, I'm assuming. Recovery day, this is focused on regaining the most amount of fitness for your players, but it also decreases the sharpness of your team the most. Rest day regains less fitness than recovery day, but has a smaller negative impact on sharpness while also boosting morale a little. So I'm assuming rest day is going to be more important alongside training day. Good to see. When going about the planning, you can either operate changes at the daily level, choosing what you want for that specific day, or use schedule rules to establish patterns for pre-match days, post-match days, and any other day in between matches for 2 weeks in advance. Yes. Yes. More detail, more things to do, more managing. Yes, I like it. Weekly schedule right here. You can see it. Lots of changes that you can make. Before the match is training day. After match, you can do another training day. Weekly plan, intermittent training. Lots of stuff. I love it. If you're not much of a micromanager, don't worry. The robust scheduling rules can be adjusted whenever you want during a season, allowing you to make a high-level changes without having to get involved with planning activities each day. That's good as well if people don't want to get too in-depth into career mode, allowing the casuals to still enjoy the game. The monthly calendar will keep its existing functionalities looking into the future months, sim to date, but will now also surface the activities set in the weekly schedule. From here, you can also adjust schedule rules for your entire season. If you want to go in depth, you will have to step into weekly schedule view to plan out each day individually. I like that. So you can just schedule it, just like have a base setting that you have throughout the entire season if you don't want to be too bothered with it. New transfer options and improvements. The modern day transfer market has been going through some changes in recent years, and we wanted to better reflect that in our game. Here are 3 improvements we made in this area. Loan to buy. Instead of making risky transfers, you can now loan the players you desire first, with the option to make the transfer permanent when or if they live up to your expectations. AI player swap proposals. While players swaps were introduced to career mode a while back, You might have noticed that the AI was still preferring old-fashioned cash-only transfers. Very true. The AI will now make player swap proposal with players of their own. When you attempt to buy a player from another club, they can propose a swap as well, asking for one of your players in return. Yes, I want teams to come across and offer me players that I didn't even think about, to make me think about, oh, wait, maybe I should get this guy. I like that. Well done. Contract renewal improvements. We've given the AI-controlled clubs the ability to perform contract renewals based on the player's rank in the club. So you will usually not see the top players in a club become free agents. It can still happen in some cases. The top players might not always want to accept contract renewals. Well done. Free agency was too easy. If people had 6 months remaining on their contract, it was too easy to sign them up. Hopefully, EA have also fixed the issue where if a player had 6 months on his contract, you couldn't buy them. You could only offer a pre-contract. If he has 6 months left on his contract, that is when I can get a player for the cheapest in real life. But in the game, you can't do it. So hopefully EA have changed it. Here's another additional improvement. Onboarding. As we are constantly adding features to the game, it's becoming more important to provide information to our players about the inner workings of career mode. This year, we're taking the first step in the direction of teaching players the purpose of each system within the mode and how they can become more successful. It's basically a tutorial. I like that. Expanded competition user interface. In previous years, we gradually introduced new UI elements that were specific to the competition you're playing in. In FIFA 21, we built this. We built on this by adding competition-specific UI branding in all screens within career mode, so you can get fully immersed in an atmosphere of your upcoming match. These are the competitions for which we have unique UI branding. Premier League, Liga, Bundesliga, La Liga, MLS, Champions League, Europa League, and the CONMEBOL tournaments as well. Press conference, morale impact. We redesigned the way press conferences answers impact the whole team. For post-match interviews, only the players that played in the match will be impacted by your answers. Okay. In pre-match press conferences, only players that are eligible to play will be impacted. Okay. Interesting. Player morale and player form. We received your feedback that maintaining a high morale level for your whole squad is too easy, so we added a layer of depth to how players' morale levels are impacted by performance. Match ratings from a previous match or their current form will dictate what type of answers is most beneficial to them. A player with low match performances can receive a bigger morale boost from an answer that motivates them, while praise can have the most impact on players that had a good performance. I like that. Okay, that's good. A little bit of tweaking there. Established Youth Academy. When you take on the manager of a club, you no longer have to start setting up a youth academy by yourself. The club will already have a youth squad hired and a number of players already recruited into the youth academy. The number varies based on the importance of the youth development rating, and there's also a chance that one of those players is going to have the potential to become one of the world's best. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This was something that I wanted, and I love it. Let's go. Nice. That's good. That's very good. Homegrown talent. If you pre-order or purchase the Champions League or Ultimate Edition, you'll be entitled to a homegrown talent player as part of your youth academy. When you create your career mode save, one player with high potential will await in your youth academy. This player will have the same nationality as the club, and news stories around his performance will call out his upbringing as a local player that grew up close to the club. An online connection is required when you initialize blah, 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 blah. Financial takeover setup. Within the setup of a new career mode save, you can set the amount of cash you want your club to receive as part of a financial takeover. Yes. Let's go. Nice. Negotiation strictness. Some people always enjoyed the fact that they will let you build a star-studded team without any limits, but for others, this might feel like breaking authenticity and immersion. Instead of picking one of the two approaches, we figured that the best way to go is allow you to choose how you want to set up your career. Yes, strict negotiations means that clubs won't be interested in taking offers from a rival club. Nice. Players won't be interested to move to a lower ranked league or club that they have a grudge against. Yes. Players with the one club player trait won't be interested in joining another club. Messi ain't going nowhere in FIFA 21. You won't be able to approach a players that signed to a club for less than a year. Okay, we had that already. I don't know what that is. When the negotiation is set to loose, all of the above limits are off, so you can make these transfers without any of the above mentioned restrictions. You'll no longer have to play for a season to be able to get the players that recently transferred in the football world. That's actually nice as well. So you can sign the players who have just signed with another team. Okay. Player retirement. We change the player retirement logic to trigger only if the player is the final year of the current contract. This will allow their star veteran players to push retirement further. We'll also change the age that players will retire closer to 40. Youth and regen player personality. Fixed an issue with player personality and emotion for youth and regen players that had improper personality and emotion assignments to these players. This caused issues how the morale of these players was impacted through press conferences. I never felt that, actually. Board objectives. We made some changes to the board objectives to make the requirements more clear, especially around the brand exposure objectives. Okay, loan and transfer negotiations. We identified and fixed some issues that were causing the player's transfer decision score to be higher than it should be when it comes to transfer offers. Here are some elements which can factor into negotiations. If the player has negotiated a release clause, if the club has negotiated another offer for the player, or if there's another offer for them already accepted by the club, if the player is a free agent, or if they were listed for a loan or a transfer. Okay, there's plenty of interesting stuff. A comparison between the player's nationality and the country in which the buying club is based. Ooh, okay. How the players overall compares to the leagues overall. So lots of detail being brought into transfers as well. How much the player's role differs at the new club compared to the current role. Also very important. Wow, I like this. I really do like the importance here. The important changes. If the buying club is using a formation that features a player's preferred position, for example, a CDM won't like playing in a club that uses a 4-4-2 formation. Yes, all of this information is added up into a single score that determines whether or not the player would accept the loan or the transfer. The score also influences how much the player is willing to negotiate on a desired wage. Nice. Broadcast improvements. I don't really care about that too much. Okay, well, guys, let me tell you this. As rounding it up, once again, a video that goes for over 40 minutes, but I wanted to give you the full scoop on what is now in career mode. I am in love with this. I have to say, man, for the first time in genuinely probably 8 years, 9 years, I feel like EA have put some time into career mode, and I have to respect that. So well done. Obviously, there's plenty of stuff that they still need to bring in. I can't believe that Ultimate Team can upgrade their stadiums, but in career mode, we can't do it, even though we have access to the club's financial site. So, yeah, a lot of things still need to improve, but there's a lot that I absolutely love. The simming now being changed with being able to jump in and jump out. I love that. It's amazing. I love the new growth system. I love how you can change players' position, how you can decide which upgrades you want to see, how you can decide where to spend your experience points on your players, how you can influence the growth of specific players to make them all-round beasts by constantly growing them into a new position and making sure that they keep on improving the stats that they don't have yet and making them such good players. And of course, with the training sessions as well, the match sharpness being added in as well. So a lot of things to monitor this next year. If you want to go in depth into career mode and you wanted some sort of more depth in career mode because you love Football Manager, this is the step into the right direction. There's a lot more to do in the menus. There's a lot more to take care of. It isn't just going from match to match and from transfer window to transfer window. You actually have to deal with your club now. So I really like that. One thing obviously that's going to be incredibly important is bugs. If EA don't do proper testing on these new features, I know for a fact that it takes them months to change career mode stuff. In the first couple of months, it's always gameplay and Ultimate Team that gets patches. Career mode always lacks in patches, even though we all find issues within the game in the first week. So I'm hoping with this beta access, a lot of us that get access to it will give EA the proper feedback to make sure that the bugs that are in the game can be fixed immediately before the game even releases. It would be a huge surprise, a very welcomed surprise, if EA actually give us a game that feels like a finished product this year. So I can't wait. I am extremely excited about all of this. I can't wait to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. A long video once again, but trust me, it was worth it. We went through everything for FIFA 21, and I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm filled with ideas. I'm filled with joy. Thank you guys so much for watching. EA, you've done a good job. Congratulations to you guys. But please don't leave us now for another 8 years. Let's keep this up for the next year as well. Take care, guys. Have a great day and peace.